Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Trade Ideas Free Market Show for Friday, October the 27th. My name is Barry Anderson, moderator of your trading room. Thank you, guys. I see a couple of yeses. That means you can hear me and see my screen. And anybody in YouTube, you do the same thing just to make sure you guys can see me and hear me in YouTube or see my screen and hear me in YouTube. All right, guys. Well, at least as we speak, we're in for a mildly positive open. Amazon probably is helping a bit. Amazon had earnings after hours yesterday, and Amazon having a nice pop. It's a big percentage move with that big float, 9 billion in the float. So that is a big percentage move for Amazon, AMZN. Thank you, Pepe. Um, I have a little bit of this APLM, guys. I'm still waiting. I'm in around 120, right around here. Just waiting to see if it has any sort of a pop or pop. I guess they had news yesterday. There's no news today that I can see. I think they had some news yesterday. Anyway, we'll see if this has any legs. Not a low float, 63 million in the float, but look at the volume, 25 million already. So we'll see. If it gets back down to the 120 level, I am gone. So some of the earnings plays, DXCM. Yeah, I have a bit of a problem here. I'm seeing if you look at my toolbar, you see this big red there, and that usually means I'm taxing trade ideas. I don't understand why I don't have any more windows open, scans open than I normally do. So I'll have to keep an eye on that. But anyway, DXCM, this is an earnings play. Big gap up on earnings. That's another big float, 381 million in the float to move 16%. That must have had some really impressive earnings. And they probably guided well for this next for the upcoming quarter. Intel. Remember, Intel was dead. Intel was dead 2 or 3 days ago when Nvidia said they were going to come up with their own chips. Anyway, Intel, big pop up. Another one. I mean, these are big percentage moves with these floats. 4 billion in the float, up 7%, and that is INTC. So I think INTC, Intel, and Amazon certainly helping the techs this morning. PTCT. Coming down on earnings. So that's a big gap down on earnings. Taking out all this on the daily chart. So it's right down here. I have no idea where the next support level is. I have to check a monthly chart. Yeah, man, I mean, there's not a lot of support for this stock for PTCT. Doesn't mean it's going to keep going down, but there's really not a lot of support for this stock, PTCT. Sony, not Sony, but SNY, Sanofi. What you mentioned they had to pay what, 200 and something dollars. I'm just looking at the a lot of shorts available, Interactive Brokers, and the fee rate is like 0.41%. So I wonder what happened to you and Schwab on that short of SNY. Anyway, SNY, this is another earnings play. Huge gap down on earnings, way down through the 200-day moving average. Great volume. Another, I mean, 2.5 billion in the float to move 16%. Another earnings play, ENPH, another one gapping down on earnings. Problem I have with a lot of these is that they've gapped down and then they're having these little mini rallies in the pre-market. Much rather see them being down at near the low of the pre-market and then fall from there. Ford had earnings also. Its electric trucks are causing a problem here. Look at Ford. So yeah, the strike is over, but Ford released earnings, not good. So you want to know how to make money? This is how you make money, guys. So ICU, so they have these great days starting on the 18th, and then so this was a 45-cent stock. In 2 days, it got up to $1.24. They announced a financing, craters the stock back down through a dollar, and then today they announced that you know what, we're not going to do a financing. So they crater the stock, and then they withdraw the financing. That's how you make money. I don't mean you and me making money, but the people who control the company. Roblox. We have a move here today. This is Raymond James. A couple of them though. Okay, so Truist. Truist has raised their price target from 35 to 37. Okay, and Raymond James also they put a price target of 41. Strong buy and a price target of 41. So that is the RBLX. Next high looking left, 32.54. So a little bit of room, but not much. And of course, when we talk about these price targets, it doesn't mean that the stock is going to get there, but you can see that. I mean, if it can get through to, if you can get through 30, well, it might not happen today, but you can see looking left on this weekly chart, if you can get through $33, a lot of room looking left, approaching those price targets that those two analysts have put on it. Newell, NWL, is almost an all-time low. NWL, almost an all-time low. Basically an all-time low, 0.3%. So I guess this is it right down here. The all-time low must be around 671. So this is an earnings play. Now China is hot. I looked at I can see XPAV up here. XPEV, big pop for it. Difficult intraday trader, guys. I mean, this is all over the place every day, it seems. But KWeb, the China, and compared to LI and NIO, this is the one. The other two China EV makers, not as robust as this one. Robust meaning not as up as many percent. KWeb. So take a look at the China ETF. KWeb. So KWeb is up. So the China stocks, as we speak, are moving higher, along with the U.S. market. Okay, what's going on with this CY or SYTA financing maybe? I don't see that. Mr. Real, good morning. You know, again, you might want to keep an eye on ARM. It's still hanging around the IPO price of 51. ARM hanging around that $51. CRISPR, let's take a look at CRISPR. I think I saw Edit somewhere. So CRISPR and Edit usually trade around the same. Earnings are coming up next week for CRISP. All right, guys, give me one moment. I'll be right back. Actually, not that many earnings plays, not like yesterday. I'm sorting on the earning. Well, actually, there's a few of them now are starting to show up. Okay, I can't mention them all. ABR is that now. This is this is one of those realty trusts, a REIT, ABR, which of course the realty trusts have just been hammered. So this had earnings. So it's trying to have a little bit of a pop. My guess is that it's going to fade. So what I'll do now, we can sort on that earnings day column so we can see them all. Actually, there have been some more since I actually sorted on this list. Yeah, ABVC, it did have a little, I mean, this was the crazy one yesterday, ABVC at the beginning of the day anyway. But it's still, yeah, it's up 18%. I did see it when it was starting to move. I did not take it. All right, APLM. Come on. I'm just looking at this APLM. I'm still in this one from about 120. I don't often take pre-market trades. I did one yesterday in ABVC. Worked out okay. And in this APLM, if it gets back into the 20s, I'm out. But that was a brutal sell-off for ABVC. I mean, this got up to 335. I think even, what did it get up to in the pre-market actually? Yeah, I mean, it got to almost $4 in the pre-market, and it sold right off. I mean, that was just a brutal sell-off. So hard to trust it. All right, guys, let me do a quick look to see what sort of upgrades and downgrades we have this morning. If there's anything interesting. Remember the Roblox, RBLX, a couple of upgrades, one to 38 and one to 41. You can't, Nick. There's no adjustment on the y-axis that you can do. Sorry. Okay, guys, let me get some of these upgrades and downgrades and see if there's anything interesting. What I'm typically looking for to see if one stock has been upgraded or downgraded by multiple firms. That's the first thing I look for. Second thing is if I see a price target, is it way above? If I'm looking at an upgrade, is it way above the current price? I actually probably should start doing this earlier in the day because it's hard for me to check all these to see, whether or not these price targets are above. The only one I know for sure, of course, is Roblox. Take a look at Yelp. JP Morgan's got an upgrade for Yelp for some stocks that have some name recognition. So Yelp has got an upgrade. It's already there. Upgrade to 39, but it's already there, so that doesn't help us. Let's take a look at ATGE. ATGE has an upgrade, and it is upgraded to, okay, well, it's got some room. Robert Baird is upgrading it from 47 to 55, so it's got a little bit of room. No volume yet. Actually, it's an earnings play. I didn't realize it. This is an earnings play. ATG. I didn't see it because there's no volume. I do have a volume minimum. All right, guys, I took myself out of the APLM trade. I don't think it's going to have the big pop I'm looking for. So took myself out in a little bit. Nothing much though. Hoping to get into the 150s, but I don't think it's going to happen. All right, downgrades. Let's see if there's anything on the downgrade side. Could be interesting. Downgrade list is bigger than the upgrade list. Yes, it is $11. So that does help us. What am I going to do, guys? This is sound disappeared. Okay, let's make. I want to see if it's just you. Okay, good. Okay, some earnings plays are more earnings plays are starting to show up because the volume has picked up a little bit. So there's CVRX, pretty choppy and whippy, but there it is, CVRX. Again, not very much volume. And another one that is showing up is PMT, another earnings play showing up. Another one popped up and came right back down. This is an expensive one. CHTR Charter. CHTR. Well, okay, guys, this is could be interesting for those of you who don't mind playing more expensive stocks. CHTR. Look at this. Look at the 200-day moving average. 383.31. So it's just underneath now the 200-day moving average. That is CHTR. Roblox is on the move, guys, on that upgrade. Two upgrades, 37 and 41. Truist and Raymond James. So Roblox, I don't think there's any other news. Roblox gains 2 bulls. They have earnings on the 8th, so they have earnings coming up. Okay, guys, let's take a look at the sectors now. And again, we're in for, well, as we speak, a positive open, but you know what can happen. So I'm going to click from our toolbar. I'm going to click on New, Docked Channel Bar, scroll down until I see Show More, and then click on the sector status. Okay, so what you're seeing here, these are the major sectors. So there's XLE, the major ETF for energy. So usually this is all or nothing. What do I mean by that? Usually when I see this in the pre-market, usually it's closer to 100% red or 100% green. So we're sort of 50-50. So what this means is 57% of the stocks that make up XLE are down from yesterday's close. Usually it's more 100% each way. So if you look around, there's really, I mean, retail 80%, okay, really not. And again, this is pre-market. Everything can change, of course, when this market opens. But I am still more interested in seeing where these guys are. Sound in YouTube is scratchy still. Somebody said it was okay again. I'm not sure what I can do. If the sound is good in our main room, I don't know what I can do about it in YouTube. Let me let me look at this first. I want to see where XLE is with respect to the 200-day moving average. Well, again, guys, this is there are only three of the major sectors above the 200-day moving average. XLE is one of them, but you can see it's getting closer. And then communications, XLC. Again, approaching that rising 200-day moving average, approaching. And then the other one is XLK, communications. Boy. So we still have three above the 200-day moving average, three of the major sectors above the 200-day moving average, but all of them fast approaching. All right, so I don't know what to do if the sound is not good in YouTube. I really don't know. I have to hope that it's going to just clear itself up on its own, because there's no adjustment I can make. In the main room, there is an adjustment, but if the sound is okay in the main room, then I don't know what to say. How about our IBRX? Okay, IBRX question. IBRX. Well, I just went positive. I see that had a nice. Well, it's had a 2 days ago, 3 days ago, great day. Pulled back the 2 days ago. Yesterday, decent day. There's a. I mean, look, there's a lot of resistance around 281 on the weekly chart, 280 or so on the weekly chart, but that's far enough away. I don't know if there's any news on this one today. They had the news on the 26th, yesterday. Gains as bladder cancer therapy undergoes an FDA review. So that was our news yesterday. Now, whether or not it's still going to. No, I don't like that. Sounds glitchy but manageable. Let me just see if there's no real sound setting that I've got within YouTube. YouTube has always been very, very good. Anytime I've had a problem. Anytime I've had a problem with sound, it's never been in YouTube. It's always been in the main room. The only thing I can try to do is, close down YouTube and reopen it, but that, then your guys are gonna all be bounced out. Let me know if it improves at all, okay? Anybody who's in YouTube? Okay, and it might be just you, Moose, okay? It might be, individual computer setups. Okay, let's take a look at Shop. Real is talking about Shopify. I'm more concerned about this red right there. That's never been red. Shopify has earnings next week. Hmm. Well, guys, I think what I'll do, I have 5 minutes, okay? What I might do then, if it's a sound, and I'm getting some other people in YouTube. So I'm gonna shut the YouTube room down and I'll reopen it, okay? So anybody who's listening to me right now, you can come back, shut it down and see if that improves the sound, okay? I have to do that pretty quickly. So I'm gonna end the stream.